Just as I've always loved anime, I've always loved a well-made science fiction film, which kind of lies in the issue in that they are rarely well-made. So there's a misconception going on in the Western movie industry that a good sci-fi film, a good mature sci-fi film, needs to be dark, gritty, the dystopian kind of future, the dystopian, pessimistic kind of world. Yeah. But from what I understand, that is also something what Hollywood has always been doing and always, never understood well. That a good film doesn't need to be that. And the same misconception in the anime and more specifically in the manga industry, the manga space, there is also a similar notion, similar misconception. Communities would divide series from a shonen to be less mature, less more like the film, and for the younger demographic, to the seinen series, which is they would say it's more mature, it's more gritty, nitty kind of thing. Although I guess this notion it is less, let's say this is less so nowadays. But hey, I think a show can be mature and yet also be, charming to the adult audience. And recently, I have watched Project Hail Mary in theaters, as I guess many others have. And boy, was it an amaze ride. Now, I won't go into too much details in the movie. A star eating microbe is consuming our sun, things like that, and Ryan Grace is there to save the world. Is going to research on this microphage and all that. I'm not going to go too much into that because this isn't really what this is about. But boy, the beauty of space, the whimsicality and friendship between Grace and his rocky friend Rocky. While the movie presents itself as an unusual, duo buddy cop kind of working together to save their civilization, their planet, from their star being eaten by a microbe. What it really boils down to it is, well, the power of friendship, the self-sacrificing support they will give each other to face incredible odds. As well as using your brains, brains and bronze. Look, the point is science fiction films can be good. It doesn't have to be dark, it doesn't have to be gruesome to be damn good. And, Project Hail Mary, The Martian, all kind of says it. This is the video that I actually had back when The Martian came out, but I never really got to make it. I think I was like 14, 15 years old back then. Yeah. Really should have gone into YouTube back then. But anyways, between Project Hail Mary, The Martian, and Andy Weir's other book, Artemis, which I actually have not read yet, which I got a chance to read. I gotta find the book first. As well as the actual Artemis program that is happening as of now. I figured it's a good time to recommend this specific science fiction manga series, which I have been reading since young, and that is Uchu Kyodai, otherwise known as Space Brothers. Now, Uchu Kyodai follows Namba Muta and his younger brother, Namba Hibito, hence called Space Brothers, because it's between the brothers, two brothers, okay, never mind. And it all started when they once saw a UFO outside their park that flew to the moon. Now, slight spoilers, but I like to keep in mind, I like some people to bear in mind that the manga has been 400 chapters plus in, and there isn't actually been an actual sighting of alien or whatnot in the series. So when I recommend Project Hail Mary, when I recommend the Space Brothers to from those that watch Project Hail Mary, don't get the wrong idea. Anyways, yes, they saw a UFO outside of their hill, the park hill, and the boys swore to become astronauts to investigate this someday. Hibito sets his goal to become the first Japanese person on the moon. Did he say the first Japanese person? No, but he did say something along the lines of being one of the first few men on the moon. Wait, actually that's kind of too late, isn't it? while Muta, as the wanting to be dependable brother, set his destination to Mars. Now, things got to a depressing turn for Namba Muta, depressing dream-crushing turn for him, when Muta took up engineering only just to become an automotive designer, not chasing his childhood dreams, due to, several reasons. That is until an altercation with his boss ended his career, and with encouragement from his brother Hibito, as well as Sharon, this lovely lady right here, Muta once again tries the path to become an astronaut. Or was it cosmonaut? Wait, no, JAXA? Is there a word for JAXA astronaut? I guess along the lines of around that. So it might be very presumptuous and arrogant for me to say this, but I believe The Martian, Project Hail Mary, the Artemis book, as well as Space Brothers, or maybe at this point I should say the authors named Andy Weir and Koyama Chuya, both of their books have very similar philosophies and writing style when it comes to, writing space sci-fi. Their works can hardly be called, dark, somber, bleak, those kind of things, and yet each moment they capture the humanity in people, the power of cooperation, and the human will to never give up. They all essentially have one common enemy, and that is space itself. As Mark Watney quote, "Space, it does not cooperate." Using the spaces of the vast empty space away from the comfort of Earth, each series prototype and characters will use their wits, brains, and bronze as well as cooperation with others to overcome incredible odds. Like I mentioned earlier, the series doesn't rely on being dark and dystopian to be seinen or mature, but oftentimes they're not. In Space Brothers, they tackle the challenge of being an astronaut. The series started off with Namba Muta not even as an astronaut after all. The sacrifice needs to be made, the time you lose spending with your family. Wait, that's Interstellar, I guess. As well as, it doesn't shy away talking about the dangers in space. As, Mark when they say space does not cooperate. There are times when the going gets tough, but that doesn't mean it's unsolvable. You do the math. You solve one problem and go to the next. And I would highly recommend giving it a few chapters and let the, Space Brothers take you on an adventure. It's kind of weird in it to connect a Western novel to a Japanese manga, but I think that's the beauty of being able to look at all sides, at both sides, appreciate the medium, appreciate the different entertainment industry. Anyways, let me know what you think. What space series, be it manga or anime or Western films, that is not dark but highly recommended. And I'll see you next time. And if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.